The boy was all alone. He had been for days. The city streets were his only home. Cold wind cut through his thin clothes. He clutched a small, worn photograph. It was his mother. Her smile was fading in the picture, just like his memory of her. Voice. Every passing face, every distant sound, he hoped it was her. He checked train stations. He walked by bus stops. He looked into the windows of cafes, searching for that familiar face. People hurried past him. They didn't see him. He was a ghost in a crowd of 1,000 people. His feet ached. His stomach was empty. The sun was setting, casting long, lonely shadows. He felt a tear on his cheek. It wasn't rain. It was a new wave of hopelessness. He sat on a cold stone bench. He pulled his knees to his chest. The city lights began to glow. They felt like a million empty eyes staring back at him. He hugged the photograph tighter. A part of him was fading. He was getting tired of looking. He just wanted to close his eyes and wake up in a different world. A world where she was still with him. A single car drove past, splashing a puddle. The cold water hit his face. He flinched. He was so tired of being cold. He wondered what his mother was doing. Was she looking for him, too? He had to believe she was. He had to. It was the only thing that kept him going. Without that hope, he had nothing. He just wanted to hear her voice one more time. He imagined it now. "I'm here, my little one," she would say. The voice felt so real. He looked up, his eyes wide. No one was there. Just the empty street and the endless rain. He shivered, not from the cold, but from the sudden, sharp reality of his aloneness. He felt a pain in his chest, a deep ache. He had to keep looking. He had to get up and keep walking. He told himself this over and over. "Just one more block," he whispered. "Just one more." He stood up, his legs shaking. He took one step. Then, another. He passed a brightly lit diner. Inside, families were laughing, eating. He pressed his face against the glass. A little boy was sitting on his father's shoulders. A mother was laughing, a napkin in her hand. The boy felt a pang of jealousy. He turned away. The contrast was too painful. He was 100 miles from that kind of happiness. He felt like he was invisible. He wondered if anyone would notice if he just lay down right here. He wondered if anyone would care. He was about to give up. He felt his head spinning. He couldn't go on. His legs gave out from under him. He fell to the wet pavement. The photograph slipped from his hands. It fell face down in a puddle. He didn't even have the energy to pick it up. He just lay there, defeated. His face was wet, mixed with rain and tears. This was it. He had failed. He couldn't find her. He had nothing. He felt the weight of the whole world on his shoulders. A distant siren wailed. It sounded like a cry of sadness. He closed his eyes. He heard a sound. It wasn't a siren. It was a person. A man. The man was standing there. He didn't say a word at first. He just looked at the boy lying on the ground. The boy didn't move. He didn't want to. He was too tired. He just wanted to stay here in the rain forever. He felt a hand on his shoulder. A gentle, but firm hand. It was the man. He was holding something. A blanket. A warm blanket. He was kneeling next to the boy. He wasn't saying anything. He was just there. The boy looked at him. The man's face was kind, lined with age and what seemed like a lifetime of stories. He had a look in his eyes. A look of understanding. He wasn't looking at a poor, sad boy. He was looking at a person. He said the first words the boy had heard in what felt like forever. "You're cold," he said. It wasn't a question. It was a simple statement of fact. He wrapped the boy in the blanket. The warmth was immediate. It was like a hug. The boy still didn't speak. He just shivered. He looked up at the man. "Come on," the man said, his voice soft. "Let's get you out of this rain." He reached for the boy's hand. The boy hesitated for a moment. He had been warned about strangers. But this man didn't feel like a stranger. He felt like a port in a storm. He felt like safety. The boy's hand was small in the man's large one. He felt a flicker of hope. He got up, his legs still wobbly. He looked down at the puddle. The photograph was still there. The man saw it. He bent down and picked it up. He wiped the water off it with his sleeve. He looked at the woman's face in the picture. He nodded slowly, as if he knew her. "She's beautiful," he said. He handed the photograph back to the boy. The boy clutched it. It wasn't wet anymore. The man turned and started to walk. He didn't say where they were going. He just expected the boy to follow. The boy did. He walked beside the man. The rain felt a little less cold now. The city lights seemed a little less empty. The world hadn't changed, but something inside the boy had. The man was a stranger, but he was also a lifeline. He wasn't his mother, but he was a person who cared. For the first time in days, the boy didn't feel completely alone.